Hey guys, this is Jam of jamonline.ph and welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna do a quick review of the latest flagship smartphone of Samsung, the foldable Galaxy Z Flip3. So just in case you're not familiar with the Z series, there are now two new flagship smartphones under the Z series, and one of them is the Z Flip3, the other one is the Z Fold 3. So today we're gonna do a quick review. Of course, I don't have the battery. I'm gonna give you my first impressions of the smartphone. I don't have all of the details yet, including the full battery life of the smartphone. But yeah, we've been using the smartphone for the past 24 hours and it's been amazing. The Z Flip 3 5G is actually a pretty good smartphone. I am not a big fan of the Z Flip before, but after using this one, actually, this is probably the smartphone that will propel yung foldable smartphones sa market. So, just to give you an idea, this smartphone is priced at 52,990, and for a foldable smartphone, I think 52,990 is quite good. Actually, I'm not expecting na magkakameron ng 52,990 na starting price to when it was announced. So for me, 52,990, that's a great price for the Z Flip 3. So yes, just in case hindi kayo familiar, ito yung Z Flip 3. Very small, very light. As you can see in here, we got here the hinge in the middle. So along with the hinge is actually the Samsung logo. We can see in here the Samsung logo. And of course, the hinge is the important part ng isang foldable smartphone. If the hinge isn't strong enough, it will break the smartphone or yung display niya is masisira. Sa loob, as you can see in here, fold it like this, like a clamshell phone. We got here 6.7-inch, 120 Hz na display. We also got here a notch at the top. There's no under display camera on this one. Actually, I think that's a great idea na ginamit nila is yung 10 megapixel selfie camera instead of the 4 megapixel UDC, which can be found on the Galaxy Z Fold 3, because having a UDC or an under display camera sa Z Flip 3 means na mas pangit yung quality na makukuha natin. And with a 10 megapixel selfie camera, mas okay yung kuha natin dito for video calls, and of course, yung sa mga market niya, I believe sa mga hindi masyado power users, I think they would love this one. I mean, the flip, the form factor, the portability, this one is quite good. I actually like it. I love it, actually. So, let's talk about the body of the smartphone. Yes, it is small. Actually, it's thin enough, as you can see in here. So, hindi siya ganun kakapal. Yan. I wasn't expecting that it would be this thin. I didn't expect that I would enjoy the smartphone. And of course, you can use it like this if you want. Naka-L mode tayo dito, flex mode. Of course, there are some applications that supports flex mode. Half of the display using yung camera, half is the control. Automatic mag-extend siya once na i-fold pa natin or i-unfold natin yung smartphone rather. So Samsung promises a more durable body with its Armor aluminum frame. Actually, unang hinawakan ko siya, I've been using the Z Fold 2 as my main smartphone for months now, almost a year already. I've tested the Z Flip 3 before back in San Francisco, and naramdaman ko yung difference ng body niya. This one is actually tougher. We got here a matte aluminum frame. This one is more durable. The display, the film that we got in here is more durable. According to Samsung, it's 80% more durable, and I can feel that it is really durable after using the smartphone. Of course, it comes with a screen protector to protect the display from scratches and everything. So, we all know that it's tough. It is solid. For the glass on the front, we got here Gorilla Glass Victus front and back. Actually, just back of the smartphone, front and back of the smartphone is Gorilla Glass Victus, so you know that it's tougher than Gorilla Glass 6. But here's the best part about the smartphone. There we go. You can see that that's the 1.9-inch outer display, not the camera. We're gonna talk about the camera later, but the outer display of the smartphone is even more useful compared dun sa previous generation. Now we got here a larger display. As you can see in here, we got here some notifications. Mas marami tayong ma-view dito because it's larger. Swipe right, swipe left. We got here the widgets right now. Music. Actually, you can control your Spotify on the widget over here. Of course, we got here this sound recorder. Yan, I can record audio directly on the Z Flip's outer display. Of course, stop. Yan, recording discarded. There we go. I can also start a timer if I wanted to. We also got here yung ating schedule, the weather, and the Samsung Health. alarm, and a lot more. So those are just some of the applications that supports the outer display of the smartphone. I am not sure if there will be more third-party applications that will support yung ating outer display, but for me, having an outer display that supports yung music, it's already a big deal for me. Actually, I'm gonna show you yung ating Spotify running dito sa outer display. There we go. Swipe left. Makikita nyo, we got here the controls, pause, next, or right. Of course, hindi ko tinurn on yung ating music for copyright purposes. As you can see, the outer display was really useful. Pero yung pinaka main usage siguro para sa market nito is actually selfie. And yes, I can use the outer display of the smartphone as my live preview of my selfie. And of course, I can use the swipe down or swipe up to change the camera from wide to ultra wide, left or right for the video. But of course, when we take a photo, and we got it on display here, it's actually a square na photo which is perfect for posting sa Instagram or sa social media. So later on, we're gonna talk about the camera of the smartphone, but it's a really useful feature, especially sa mga addict dyan mag-post ng selfies nila. I think the outer display and the rear camera of the smartphone is a great feature for you, as you can have better or more quality na photos compared doon sa selfie camera, the 10 megapixel selfie camera inside the smartphone. Unfortunately, there's no telephoto lens on this one or third camera on this one, unlike the Galaxy Z Fold3. So if you're curious about the camera of the smartphone, you can check out the quality of the shots that we took using the Galaxy Z Flip3. Basically, yung kanyang rear camera isn't the best one even for a flagship smartphone, but it will do. I mean, it's better than most mid-range smartphones out there. Nasa flagship level naman siya. But of course, I'm not expecting too much from it. It's not the S21 levels pagdating sa camera. When we're talking about camera sa Galaxy, it's still the S21. And malayo pa din siya sa Z Flip 3. But for taking selfies, posting it on Instagram, posting it on, different social media platforms, I think this one is a very good smartphone for that one. Actually, ang pinaka-useful sa akin dito sa camera niya is that I can place it on a table, flat surface, naka-letter L na siya. I don't need a tripod anymore. I can take my selfies, maglagay ako ng timer, hindi na ako mamomblema because I can use it like this, patong sa table, nakatayo, use the rear camera, or you can use the selfie camera of the smartphone. So it's a really big deal for me that I can take selfies with that one. I can take videos with that one if I want to, share my vlogs or stories. I think vloggers would love this smartphone. Isa pa sa mga gusto ko dito is that they're using a fingerprint scanner on the power button of the smartphone. Having that is actually mas madali para sa akin, unlike the fingerprint scanner on the display. I mean, it's a foldable display, so pwedeng maka-apekto yun. Pero one of the things that I like about it is that, so buksan ko siyang ganito, lagay ko yung daliri ko doon sa fingerprint scanner, I can automatically unlock the smartphone. I believe the buttons in here are perfectly placed. Abot naman siya ng kamay ko, but for some people na maliit yung kamay, baka medyo mataasan sila, that the power button is placed at the top side ng ating smartphone. Hindi siya sa gitna. Well, it makes sense kasi may hinge tayo. So, hindi talaga natin siya malalagay sa gitna. But for me, I think that's perfect for me na nandun naman yung placement niya and they're using a side fingerprint scanner dito sa smartphone. As for the software, we're running here One UI, and yes, it is smooth just like before. There's, of course, a lot of applications pre-installed on this one. Samsung applications, Microsoft applications, that's fine. And wala mo ako reklamo so far sa kanya applications. What I like about it actually, isa pa, is medyo matangkad yung smartphone natin. So if we're browsing, for example, Instagram, medyo mahaba yung ating newsfeed. Okay, mas marami tayong view when we're browsing vertical content. Actually, that's one of the advantages of having a foldable smartphone. You can have a flexible display para sa consumers, para sa mga users, di ba? So, nakikita nyo, mas mahaba siya compared to most smartphones. Actually, mas halos kasing haba na siya ng Galaxy Fold. And compared to an iPhone, malaking difference niya pagdating sa height. So, let's talk about performance on the smartphone. The smartphone comes with a Snapdragon 888 processor along with 8 gigs of RAM. That alone can pwede nyo ma-predict na, okay, this is a powerful smartphone. And yes, it is a powerful smartphone. Actually, I was even able to play a Genshin Impact on the smartphone. Of course, it isn't smooth as expected, but still, I was still able to play Genshin Impact. So right now, we're running Genshin Impact on the smartphone. This is actually set at the highest settings at 60 frames per second. I believe the smartphone isn't optimized yet for Genshin Impact, but the fact that we can run the smartphone at highest settings with 60 frames per second enabled, actually may motion blur pa tayo. This one actually pretty impressive. And pagdating naman sa heating niya, actually one of the sides lang yung uminit, this side, and I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I can still play without problems. I can turn down the settings if I want to get a better FPS, but I just want you to check out yung kanyang speed, yung kanyang performance, yung kanyang experience when playing the game dito sa Z Flip3. Actually, mas maganda sana kung daan natin to sa battle dito sa Genshin Impact. So, I've teleported to a random place just to give you an idea. Ito yung kanyang performance pag meron tayong battle. There we go. So, medyo okay actually yung quality na nakukuha natin dito. Maganda nga actually nakukuha natin quality dito pag naglalaro tayo. I didn't expect that it wouldn't heat up masyado. Kasi since manipis yung smartphone natin, I was actually expecting na, okay, medyo mainit to considering that the Snapdragon 888 processor is really notorious pagdating sa kanyang heating problems. This isn't exclusive sa Samsung. The heating problems with the 888 is notorious sa iba pang flagship smartphones. But with the Galaxy Z Flip3 5G, I'm actually surprised that the smartphone doesn't heat up that much. Yes, it's warm, but it doesn't go up to the point na nag-overheat yung smartphone natin. Again, dito lang yung nag-iinit, so that's fine with me. So yeah, you've seen Genshin Impact running on the smartphone. So far, walang problema, di ba? How about just another game dito sa Galaxy Z Flip3? So we're trying PUBG Mobile right now. So the smartphone is actually running the game at HDR settings at extreme frame rates. Of course, there's no 90 FPS support dito, just like the other 888 smartphone. So we're gonna try Arena. And sabihin ko na sa inyo, one of the advantages of having this smartphone is the aspect ratio. It's like what I've said before, the smartphone's aspect ratio is really tall. It's narrow, but it's tall. So, medyo may advantage kayo when playing games like this one. Kasi mas wide yung nakikita nyo. With wider na viewing angle, hindi niya masyadong mabablock ng buttons yung ating gameplay. So, if we're gonna play like this game, PUBG Mobile, which is, by the way, really smooth, ito yung matatakloban nyo. Okay? Ito yung matatakloban nyo. But, hindi nyo matatakloban tong gitna ng daliri nyo. So, hindi kayo mako-cover pag naglalaro kayo. This one is actually pretty good. And, hindi naman kayo masyado mag-alala na magaganto yung smartphone nyo pag naglalaro kayo. This one is actually pretty good hinge. Hindi siya sobrang dulas, hindi siya sobrang tigas. So, tama lang. So, pag naglalaro kayo ng PUBG Mobile like this one, mas may view kayo. Mas kita nyo yung kalaban, mas kita nyo yung sides nyo. Kasi nga, mas wider yung ating display. As for the performance, actually, I was pretty happy with the scores that I got. In Antutu, I got a score of 718,912. In Geekbench, we got a really high score on a single core at 1,110. Multi-score at 3,428. And of course, in Wildlife 3D Mark, it's 5,589. Basically, when we're talking about performance on the smartphone, I am pretty happy with this one. However, I've noticed that, of course, it's a Snapdragon 888. It's hotter than expected, especially compared to the 865 processor. So with the 888, yes, I've noticed that the smartphone gets quite warm, but it isn't as hot as the smartphones na review ko before, like the Xiaomi Mi 11 that gets really, really hot for a Snapdragon 888 na smartphone. And despite the lack of cooling system, I'm actually pretty happy with playing on this one. But I believe Samsung is throttling the performance whenever it's heating up. Kasi nanonotice ko na magkakameron ako ng konting performance drop pagdating sa Genshin Impact. But yeah, it's still a nice smartphone for playing games. So, unlike the Z Flip before na medyo previous generation yung kanyang processor when it was launched, this one, kapantay na siya ng mga flagship smartphones na nasa market today. So, para kanino nga ba itong Z Flip? Okay, yan yung tanong ng karamihan. Well, we don't have the Galaxy Note series anymore, but I believe the Galaxy Note series is replaced by the Galaxy Z Fold3, which supports S Pen. This one doesn't support S Pen. But para kanino ba to? Well, I think it's for everyone. This smartphone will propel, again, yung ating foldable market. Why will it propel yung ating foldable smartphone sa market? First, we got here powerful and pretty good na hardware. Second, the smartphone starts at 52,999, as around 53,000 pesos, round up na natin. And 53,000 pesos for a foldable smartphone, well, that is a big price drop sa starting price compared last year. But comparing siya sa market today, there are no smartphones that has a foldable display with these specifications at that price range. This is a game changer pagdating sa kanyang pricing. I actually love everything about this smartphone. It's not a perfect smartphone. Yes, maliit yung battery niya. Again, di ko pa masasabi yung battery niya, but so far, feeling ko mabilis siya maubos. Pero not mabilis maubos, like super mabilis maubos. I'm actually using the smartphone from 2:30 p.m. Ngayon, 7 o'clock, it's 77%. So, okay naman siya sa akin so far. Kaya siyang tumagal na isang araw, depende sa usage niyo sa isang smartphone. Your usage of your smartphone will depend. So, well, yung battery smartphone niya will depend sa usage nyo. And sa battery niya, this one will actually be different as we got here cover display. You don't have to look at your smartphone anymore. Actually, kailangan nyo. Pero you don't have to look at it that much. Kasi meron tayong outer display. It's cute. Actually, you can change the design over here. Pero if you were gonna check like yung messages, you check your notifications, you don't need to open your smartphone anymore kasi pwede nyo na siyang i-check dito sa outer display. It's perfect for those people who don't want to get distracted that much sa kanilang smartphone. And for me na power user, I still think it's still a great smartphone. First, it's cute, it is small, very pocketable, very fashionable, and we got your powerful processor inside. So it's 888, I can do everything that I want on the smartphone. And when it comes naman sa camera, I'm still satisfied with it. It's not the best one, definitely not the best that I've seen on a flagship smartphone, but it will do just fine if you're gonna take selfies for Instagram, ganun. Di kayo masyado mag-alala. When it comes to hinge, it's stronger, it's durable, the film is durable, the body of the smartphone is even more durable. And, hindi ko pala nasabi to kanina, the best part about the smartphone is that it supports IPX8 water resistance. It means that you can, take a shower, di na kayo mag-aalala na masisira yung smartphone nyo. Because it's water resistant already. Nabasa to, okay lang. Linisin nyo ng tubig, okay lang. It's water resistant. It's the first smartphone that supports water resistance sa foldable na smartphone. Sabi ko kanina smartphone. That's foldable smartphone na may support for IPX8 water resistance. It's an innovation that we got here this smartphone at this price range. For some people, sabihin nila, okay, magaganto na lang ako kasi mas maganda yung specifications. Magaganto na lang ako kasi mas maganda yung camera. Guys, we're talking about here a foldable smartphone that is priced at 53,000 pesos. That is really affordable for a foldable smartphone. It's a game changer. You can share it to your friends na, hey guys, may foldable smartphone ako. Or pag, answer ako ng call, ganun ako, hello. Then, decline ng call, like, ganun lang. Very dramatic. But it's a nice clamshell phone. The outer display is more usable. It's powerful. The camera's just fine. The battery is so-so. But the price, that's the game changer. So I guess that's it dito sa ating review ng Z Flip3 5G. It's not a complete review. Marami pa rin tayong hindi na-cover dito. But it's really interesting that the smartphone is like this. The Z Flip3 5G. It's a really interesting smartphone. It's a powerful smartphone. And I highly suggest sa mga taong naghahanap ng smartphone at its price range, na gusto ng clamshell or gusto ng innovation. So if you like this video, don't forget to click that subscribe button along with that bell button to get notified of our latest videos here sa aking YouTube channel. So once again, I'm Jam of Jam9.ph. Thank you for watching and see you guys again sa susunod na video.